Okay, so yes, y'all, this is what this is about. Inner child healing, okay? When we are constantly finding ourselves in situations where we're constantly faced with love bombing and then gaslighting, we're always attracted narcissistic tendency type, behaviors from people and things like that. There's something that's within that we need to heal, because it's like, the thing about it is, these spirits that attach to narcissists is like they are utilizing some type of emptiness or some type of void, right? The demons and the lower vibrations love to use the things that are our darkness within, okay, to manipulate us into feeling inadequate, okay? But you're not inadequate. You actually deserve the type of love that you are actually putting out, okay? So it's just that healing, that every day pushing forward to realize things internally that may have affected you in the past, that you can then shift that and transmute that into something more positive, okay? And that's the beauty in that, because then we stop to break these patterns, right, that are typically generational curses. We tend to do things differently than what our parents did, do things differently than maybe even what we were doing in the beginning before we knew better, right? So now we're shifting these changes and we're finding ourselves coming into a different reality, because now we're starting to experience what is reflecting the wholeness within, because now we're not choosing people from a lack aspect of ourselves, okay? Right? So this is new beginnings, right? This is, like I just said, we're taking new action in a new direction, and we're creating better results for ourselves, or we're starting to see it be reflected in our everyday lives, okay? That is such a beautiful thing, okay? And with the Ace of Wands, it's just like, it's also being ready to step into the new and to turn your back to things that are old news, right? The same people that have tried to have some type of a effect on you and your energy and your state of mind, your state of being, okay? That is when we are taking new action in a new direction, and we're using our discernment and our art of detachment, and we're saying, oh, I'm releasing you in love. Like, we just are growing apart. We're just not invested in the same things. We don't have the same mindset about things, so it's like we're always bumping heads and being conflictual. Now, that's not with your intention, but the other person could be very intentionally trying to bring that type of energy out of you, so we have to pay attention to those things. I'm not saying that everybody is doing that, but what I'm saying is a lot of people in our environment, right, gaslight us and make us feel like we're crazy. But it's like, no, you are just trying to play on my conscience. You're playing on my integrity. You're playing on my heartstrings, because I'm an empathic person, and I'm going to weigh out. I'm not just going to respond and react off of my emotions. I want to be clear and concise with my actions and who I'm dealing with, right? And so these little things are just a decoy, right, to get you to continue to be confused and to continue to just see them as the mask that they present, okay? So what else, Spirit? Yeah, okay? Because the Hierophant is so much about blind faith, right? It's about, like, believing in someone, right? And it goes back to, like, these cult leaders and things like that, right? You believe so much in their ideas and things that they're, pushing upon you, that you get so brainwashed by them that you end up being in a cult, you know what I'm saying? Or you end up being in a situation where you're like, damn, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? So the Hierophant is all about the propaganda, the religion, the patriarchal hierarchy, things like that, right? And when we are getting in tune with our intuition, that's our divine feminine essence, right? So we have to start embracing more of the matriarchal aspect of our essence to blend and balance, okay? Because we should be ritualistically loyal to our faith and the Most High and things like that. But when people and man try to come along and get you to have blind faith in them, that's when you got to start asking these questions. And that's what these narcissists do. They come in and they say, what did I say? And they want you to just do it without any question, without utilizing your logic without utilizing your intuition, without coming to a sound conclusion, right? It's just like, no, if I said this is the truth. It's what I said. Why are you asking questions, right? That's how religion even is, right? And in religion at church, when the preacher is preaching, ain't nobody able to raise their hand and ask a question to get more clarity, right? It's just, you got to believe and take in what I'm saying as the truth. You see what I'm saying? And that's just like, we're not doing that anymore, right? Unless, like, you know, when we're intuitive, right, and we have this faith in the Most High, that's one thing. But yeah, we not just doing blind faith in human beings, right? Because human beings be having ulterior motives, okay? But like we said, like, new beginnings in our pursuits, right? We're new beginning. We got the Ace of Wands and we got the Ace of Pentacles, right? So because we've shifted our actions, we shifted the way that we are interacting with these folks, right? This is like, okay, this is creating new tangible things in your reality that are more in alignment with you, okay? So this is just like, when you start fresh and you start new and you start walking towards a different outcome, right? Those things that were associated with whatever you were pursuing or walking towards prior to this awakening and this understanding, right? Though it's like, no, I've acted on this, I'm moving forward in this area, and all of this, I'm not giving any more attention to it, or I recognize that, yeah, that was something I desired in the past, but that's not something that I want anymore, right? And now and then spirit is honoring what is in alignment with you, okay? So it's like, perfect. We're not accepting anything less than that anymore, okay? So what else, spirit? What else do we have? Yeah, y'all, it's that deep knowing within. When we have that faith in the Most High and we know that He's guiding us and we're constantly consulting with the Most High, right? It's just like, people can try to blind you and try to put up these smoke and mirrors, but when you go with your intuition, right, and you just trust in that more than anything, then a lot of times that deep knowing will holler out at you like, oh no, that ain't it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, a lot of times we'll doubt that warning within, right? We'll just kind of ignore it because we got so much trust in this person who's trying to deceive us, right? But this deep knowing is allowing us to start to see things more clearly, like, hold on, everything ain't fucking roses and sunshine, okay? Some people like the darkness and you know what I'm saying, the death and the darkness, right, of life, and they're not really looking to aspire to have a light activated with them, right? Because they've already made this decision that they are working for the dark forces, okay? They've made that commitment. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you having this deep knowing is going to allow you to move around when these type of people present themselves, okay? So just stay vigilant, stay aware of the surroundings and the type of people that try to approach you. And if intuitively it don't feel right, or if you got to question like their intentions and things like that, just let that be the reason why you don't fuck with them. Like, if there's no, like, why do I have to fuck with you? Like, I wouldn't care if you had an opportunity for me that I could benefit from, if God is intuitively showing me like, nah, because people can come and present fake opportunities just to try to attach somehow to you, right? So you have to just be tapping in with your intuition, because that's the only thing, right? You praying, you asking God for His guidance, taking 24 to 48 hours to sit on things. That's another important thing to do, is when people are trying to like have these contractual agreements with you and things like that, you need to sit on it. Don't just rush into situations, and anybody not allowing you to take the space and the time to sit on it, and they're trying to rush you and coerce you into something, that's something to pay attention to, okay? Yeah, that's something to pay attention to. But when you're seeking that guidance within, it's going to reveal itself, period. But sometimes you might want to talk to somebody that has, you know, like if you have a counsel, some type of counsel that you can go to that is positive, right? Then please take that counsel, and but also, even though we're seeking guidance from others and we're taking counsel, we're consulting still with the intuition of that information, right? Because it's this connection that not everybody has within, like, so if somebody's giving you an advice, right, only you know, though, for real, energetically and intuitively, if it resonates with your spirit or not. So you gotta still run that by the Most High, you feel me, before you just take it in and use it as advice, because somebody gave you some advice that was just based off of what they learned in school, they PhD, but like sometimes they don't have all the elements to include to try to diagnose you or try to tell you how to move forward. So that's why it's like, even when you're seeking guidance, still go to self too before you finalize, right, how you're going to move forward on that. Okay, so yeah, with the outer strength, okay, that's what that's about too. Outer strength. Okay, rejection is redirection, right? A lot of times we'll identify with weakness, or we'll identify with not being good enough, or we'll identify with these negative narratives, right, because things don't work out for us in the way that we plan for it, right? And instead of looking at it like, okay, rejection is redirection, thank you, God, for showing me that this wasn't the avenue that I was supposed to take. Okay, let me apply myself here and see. And you know, and it's like, it's this back and forth, right? It's this what's the word I'm looking for? It's like when you can create this understanding, right, with the universe and the synchronicities and the symbols, and you know, when you're trying to meditate and have this creative space that opens you up, right, to guide you in the right direction. This is what energy you need to have in those moments where you're feeling rejected, or feeling like people are not accepting you, or let's say a job opportunity you didn't get, or anything. You know, it could be anything, but it's your mindset about that helps you, you know, spearhead whatever you're trying. Because of course, it's like you're trying to resolve unemployment, right? Or you're trying to resolve not having a big enough salary, so you want to upgrade your salary, like whatever that is, right? It's just basically not allowing you to have a mindset that, let's say that job does not hire you, it don't have nothing to do with your qualification or your work ethic, right? It just, God got something better for you. So it's like when things are not lining up, right, you have to be having this higher perspective about it. Not like, oh my, why it's so hard for me to get a job, like that, you know. And then you give the devil a space to thrive in your doubt in yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can't even go there. Like when you have so unwavering faith with the Most High, when things don't go right, you know that it's still going right. Okay, even when things reflect as if they feel as if they're not going right, we've been manipulated in our perception about what right is, what wrong is, what success is, you know, everything. Like we haven't consulted with the Most High about these laws that we were born into, right? So it's like we got to start redirecting the way that we've been programmed to think about ourselves when things don't work out, and update that algorithm in our mind about knowing that God always got our back. So if that didn't work out, it was because he was saving me from, you know, being micromanaged or treated unfairly at the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Like, create your own narrative, but make it make sense so it works for you, not against you. You see what I'm saying? And what else, Spirit? Yeah, this came out yesterday. This is about creating this vision. Like I said, if things are not working for you, it's going back to the drawing board and having like this space where we create this vision that has so much depth, right? That we know when something is for us because it feels like deja vu. We've manifested this idea of what it is that we desire so much, right? That when we start having these signs as we start moving forward, and we see these signs, and then we're like, oh, okay, why does this feel like deja vu? You know what I'm saying? Because you envision something so deeply to the detail, the minute detail, okay? That now that when God is starting to show you the way and the path to take to bring this into fruition, it starts feeling familiar, right? It starts feeling like, hold on, why does this feel like this? You know, and then spirit is guiding you to show you like, okay, this is why that situation didn't work out. Because God was guiding me here, and like, look how much happier I am. Look how much longevity I was able to receive from this this opportunity. Or now I feel so free at this job, where before I felt imprisoned, like I didn't have any freedom. Like, this job lets me work remotely, like whatever that is for you. You see what I'm saying? But daydreaming is such a significant part of creating a vision. So you know when you are getting close to what is for you, right? Because in life, God is our intuitive navigational system, right? So I let that speak through me when I feel like I'm not necessarily, if I feel confused about the right actions to take or the roads to take, then that's when I gotta go and consult with the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So yes, what else? Yes, because this is how you become that legendary. You overcome so many challenges, okay? You deserve a trophy, because there's a lot of things that you have overcome and accomplished, okay? Because of this way of thinking, because you did not allow people to beat you down, break you down, and you didn't believe in those other people's narratives, right? When they were trying to play you and make you feel less than, when they were trying to break you down, because they really knew your true power. You see what I'm saying? So this is like you receiving the trophy, because even when the hardships were there, you still remained resilient, right? You still remained faithful. You still went to the Most High even when you was, you know what I'm saying? So this is just you winning, okay? First place. You were first place, okay? This is one of those things where, please go away, wasp. Please do not come over here, wasp. Thank you. Okay? Because I am not trying to get stung. Okay? But yes, you deserve the trophy, baby. You're a winner. Because here's the thing, right? When you don't give up, you never lose, right? And when you have this level of resilience, that's because you know is never going to be the answer for you. And the lowest that you can go, right, is still never going to be low enough for you to give up on yourself or on the mission or the faith that you have in your purpose or what, you know, God has for you, right? So this is you overcoming the challenges. You're always going to be the winner, because even when things are challenging, you're willing to step up to the plate and say, you know what, okay, well, what do we got to do to overcome this challenge then? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a constant thing that you don't have a problem with pursuing it in times of hardship. You see what I'm saying? And see, this brings a lot of envy with other people, right? Because here's the thing. You are not in a place where you actually, it's like people compare themselves. Let me say it like that. People compare themselves to you because they feel like you're so unorthodox, right? You don't do things like the Matrix, right? Tells you to do things. You divinate and you go to the Most High and you let God guide you in the direction and what actions that you should take, okay? And people don't quite understand that, because even though they, you know, tend to, all right, wasp, please go away. Thank you. So yes, jealousy. Y'all see that? Did y'all see that that meme on Instagram, and the guy was at the terminal and the lady closed the door and he's like, jealousy. That I love that video, because it's so funny, because even in that instance, right, he probably just was late and he, you know, wasn't like she was really jealous of him. But the reality is that yes, people will do like little spiteful things, especially when they feel like it's a power play or they're in a better position, right? It's that gatekeeping type of energy, right? People will be jealous of your wins as well. Be jealous of your resilience and jealous of the fact, bro, can you go away? And yeah, jealousy of the space, jealous of your ability to keep overcoming, right? Because jealousy, envious, people that are haters, right? They're probably the ones trying to create this chaos. They're trying to, you know, just put a little salt in the game, you feel me? But because you're resilient, it doesn't work, right? It doesn't work. Or even if it worked, let's say that they was able to smear your name, it's like they only doing it because they wanted to be you to be bothered by it. So it's like, if you don't give a fuck, right, they're still pissed even if they accomplish the goal of smearing your name amongst the people. But it's like, if you don't give a fuck what people think, then it's like, it still doesn't affect you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the power in just being proud, as far as just, or not proud, but just knowing who you are and not allowing anything or anyone, right, to try to come and manipulate who you are within yourself. Okay, they can manipulate everybody else that don't know you, that aren't you, right? But it's like, you can't come over here and manipulate me into thinking when I know who the fuck I am. You see what I'm saying? And as long as you continue with that type of energy, there's no power that anyone can have over you, right? But yeah, it's gonna jealousy. Yeah, I'm talking about jealousy. Yeah, because that's how I be. They be hating. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, it is what it is. I'm living my best life, and God is flowing through me. So I don't care what you have to say, right? And it's just love and light over here, right? But, and here's the thing though, people are not going to try you though, because a lot of times it's people doing it behind your back. They don't even want to be the face of the fact that, you know what I mean? Because they are, you know, it all depends on their attention, right? But like I said, we're not ignoring the red flags here, okay? We're not ignoring these red flags that show us that these people are envious and jealous of us, right? And it's sad that you could be a woman and be dating a man, and that man has jealousy over you. You know what I'm saying? Just like a jealous female. You see what I'm saying? It's like they'll be jealous of, there's so many different things they could be jealous about. And a lot of times that's because of their own trauma, you know, wounds that they have, you know, mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever that is, right? But here's the thing, a lot of times that's where that's stemming from, or just having like a damaging childhood. But either way, the red flags are not, they're not being excused anymore, right? We're not looking past people red flags anymore, because now we realize, oh, this is all spiritual. This is spiritual warfare. This ain't just, oh, somebody, they just have a bad attitude, you know, they're just, you know, like now we're starting to realize, oh no, they have some spiritual, like some low vibrational attachments to them, and that's why they carry their energy like that, and I don't want to have nothing to do with them, right? We're not accepting this behavior anymore, because everybody is grown. Everybody should know how to handle their own. Everybody should know how to balance their energy and things like that. So it's like, it's not my responsibility, right, to coddle to your needs, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're somebody who would never even reciprocate that. You see what I'm saying? We're not wasting them type of time. We're not wasting that type of time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the oracle is all about our intuition. When we see these things and these people trying to come in and cause any type of havoc, or, you know what I'm saying, they just have those red flags, it's the intuition that's gonna guide you, because nobody just gonna walk up to you and say, yeah, I'm a narcissist, I ain't shit, you know, I'm gonna be lying to you, I'm gonna be cheating on you while we're in a relationship, and like a whole time I'm really jealous, I never really loved you for real, and you know, if it was up to me, you know, shit, I'd end you. You see what I'm saying? It's like, this is how real and deep that it can get if you're dealing with narcissistic or dark empathic people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like not even worth looking past the oracle, looking past that third eye, because sometimes things are not going to be seen to the physical two eyes that you have. You got to go in energetically, intuitively to feel what the fuck is going on. Because whenever it's a lot of confusion, right, and it's a lot of polarity, right, up and down randomly. Like I remember I dated this guy, and I really enjoyed him. In the beginning of the relationship, he really acted like he was all about herbal healing and all about, you know, spirituality and all about all of the things that I was about. And so like we dated for a while. Not a quick, really, like maybe 4 months or so. And during this 4 months that we were dealing with each other, like in the beginning, it was all the love bombing, like, you know, took me shopping, like, you know, did all these grandiose things for me. And then I remember one of these days we went not grocery shopping, we went shopping, you know, was, you know, getting me some really nice, you know, things or whatever from the mall. And, you know, we were just, yeah, you know, he was quote unquote spoiling me, you know what I'm saying? I loved it, but like something had happened where he lost his debit card or something like that. And like he just gets to, like, I see this different side of him, because keep in mind, this is like in the beginning of our relationship, and I had never seen him angry yet, right? Because that's what happens when people love bomb you. You never really see their real emotions for real, you know what I'm saying? So like when I seen that side of him, it was like he was so upset. It was almost like, oh my gosh, like, and I didn't want him to think like, I don't know. I just remember being confused by the polarity of energy and just feeling like, but it was like, now that I look back at it, right, that became, after that first time of seeing him do that, it started happening more regularly. And then it put me in a space of like, oh my gosh, like on eggshells, because I don't want to upset him, or and it's not about not wanting to upset him. It's just, I want us to be able to enjoy our time together. So like, I'm not going to entertain things that are going to continuously keep riling you up or make you upset, because we're here to enjoy each other's space and time. So yeah, that, just as using that as an example, right? Intuitively, I did feel some things of whatever, but I was looking past it because of all of the nice things that he was doing for me in the beginning of the relationship, and thinking like, oh well, he loved me, like he just mad right now, you know what I'm saying? But it's like when people are upset, like I notice, like if I have an attitude, I don't have a problem with saying, hey y'all, I apologize if I don't want y'all to take this personally. I'm just not in the mood right now, so I don't want nobody to feel no type of way. Just you know, don't even, or just, you know, don't take it personally. It don't have nothing to do with none of y'all. Like, I'm just in the mood. You see what I'm saying? It's like there's a responsibility that comes with being, you know, like when you're around people, all of our energy connects, right? So it's not fair to go into a space and you're negative and low vibrational, to go in there and expect everybody to try to uplift you. Meanwhile, you're holding that vibration low to try to bring everybody else's down. Because now here you come with all the drama, everybody else peaceful and cool, and now it's like you coming in here and you stirring up the peace. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, we not doing that no more either. Now we can see past the games and what people are really doing behind the scene, because it's spiritual, it's energetic, it's deeper than just what's going on in the physical aspect of things, right? But like we said, I just got the Oracle and the High Priestess, okay? So you must be somebody that's really, really in alignment with your higher self, okay? This is somebody who is intuitive, somebody that goes when they consult with the Most High, okay? So these are these things that we have to keep in context, so that way we can make sure that we are paying attention to the signs and we're not just ignoring them, because people who are narcissistic, they don't have, you know, your best interest at heart. So you'll put yourself in position, right? Let's say you might even sacrifice yourself for somebody just to try to help them, and knowing, lo and behold, they would never do the same thing for you. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, it's your responsibility as somebody who has the access to their intuition to ensure that you are providing a certain type of you know, protection around yourself and your mindset, so you can see things clearly for what they really are. So you're not going to sit there and be played and manipulated, or have yourself in harm's way, because they don't have a parabolum, okay? We're putting you in harm's way, okay? I will tell you that much right now, okay? But you have justice, right? So it's like you don't have any karmic debt, or not to say you don't have karmic debt. We all come into this reality, right, with karmic debt, especially like from our past lives and things like that. And then as we move through life, right, we tend to either work off the karmic debt or we build up more karmic debt. It all depends on how we're pursuing life and, you know, what our purpose is and what the Most High sets out for us, right? But because if you are always moving in a sense of morality and integrity and, you know, being aligned with the Most High, then justice is always going to work in your favor. But what happens sometimes is that we get confused when we're in darkness. Like, we start to feel like, well, damn, we must be being punished. But we're not, right? It's just sometimes we're tied into people who have karma, and we're getting a little bit of it because we're in this vicinity with them. We chose to be with somebody who has all this karmic debt. So it's like, as soon as we separate ourselves from that, then justice is served. They're able to get all of the karma, because it probably some karma was being held back while you was there if you didn't really deserve it. But see, here's the thing. God will show you signs and warn you multiple times before it's time for you to just get up and go, where he just has to unleash the wrath, whether you're there or not. So it's like, you got to learn how to give up and just move on from people who are not serving you in a good space. And if God and the Most High is showing you that that's not for you, then I would say you might want to just pay attention to that and find a way to remove yourself from unhealthy dynamics. Okay, if people are going to be unhealthy, then that's not for you, right? And justice is always going to be served in your favor when you are going, like I said, we talked about righteousness, okay, morals, integrity, values, okay, and giving that unconditional love. And unconditional love is not always sitting there and accepting bullshit that you know is not for you. Unconditional love is just saying, hey, I love you, and that's why I'm not responding to you in a negative way, which you could very well deserve from the actions that you've taken, right? But what I'm doing is, instead of responding in a hateful way, you know what I'm saying, I'm taking the time to tell you why, or even if I don't explain to you, I'm removing myself in peace, right? So that's just that alone, right? Justice is going to be served. Now, don't get me wrong, right? I'm not always saying that it's necessary. For the most part, it's always necessary for you to keep a level of zen and peace. But like, there's going to be times where darkness is going to be called upon you, and you might have to get into that root low vibrational energy with a motherfucker, because it's like, if my life is in danger and I feel that I have to put myself in a position to protect myself, then sometimes it will get ugly and it will get dark. And there's nothing wrong with that either. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the balance and the circumstances and the situation. So we just want to pay attention to that, right? But the high priestess is always and the justice is always playing out in your favor. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, with the King of Wands, this is all about mastering your confidence, mastering, like, being low-key, not even just arrogant, right? But just having this, knowing who the fuck you are, being in, like, this is like, when they call it, is it unforgiving? When you, like, just are so you, right? You're so authentically you in who you are and things like that, in your uniqueness and individuality and things like that, that you just don't care what anybody else thinks, and you're gonna be you despite of whatever reactions or responses people may get from you being your true self. Okay, this is about being like really truly who I am. And like, a lot of these King of Wands type of energy, they have this level of arrogance, right? Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you've been in a situation where you've been empathic, you've been beat the fuck down, and your confidence has been preyed on. Okay, you need to learn how to pop back out and show niggas and show, you know what I'm saying, like, you thought that's who I was, well baby, this is who I really am. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, correct them in just you being in your essence, right? And show them, and not to show them, but like just to be in your essence and unapologetically. That's what I was looking for. Unapologetically you, okay? Because all of this bullshit is in the past. We, like, people that come along and want to backstab and be in this betrayal type of energy, not have really good intentions for you, you're not dealing with that anymore. We realize that when we entertain these narcissists, when we entertain these people with low integrity, then this is what we get, right? But we have learned enough. We've been beat up enough. You know what I'm saying? We've been through the ringer enough. We know that this is not for us anymore, so we're not entertaining nothing that reflects that. People who are backstabbing, gossiping, talking about you behind your back, don't really have good, pure intention for you. All of that is being eliminated at this point, okay? So what else, Spirit? Yes. So, and this is like, being of service is like if you've experienced this a lot, it may be time for you to utilize this experience to empower other people, right? To educate people on what you've learned through your experience, okay? Because you have a level of wisdom that a lot of people do not have. And when you access this wisdom, right, and you see how it's helped you, this can also help others, okay? So be of service, okay? If you got a message, if you have something to, you know what I'm saying, to empower, inspire other people with, do what you can to do that. And even if it's within your community, you know what I'm saying? If it's, let's say, maybe you do something within the neighborhood, or, when you go to class or whatever, you have a group of people that you can, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it don't always have to be you having this grand platform on social media, whatever. It could be the ones that you love and that are in your proximity, or close friends and things like that, that, will really benefit, right, from learning some of the things that you learned through having to deal with some of these dark experiences, okay? But yeah, like we said, like for justice to be out here and then come out with all is fair, y'all, it's like that same energy where karma's working in your favor because you've been sowing good seeds, okay? And this is also about, we talked about the mind and being able to control how we're feeling, because ultimately that is what our frequency is, what reflects like our reality, right? So if we keep ourselves on a high frequency, right, and we don't allow things that, like we talked about, that don't work out for us, right, in our mind's eye, right, but it's actually working out for us in spirit, right? There's a lot of things that's happening, playing a role and playing a part that we can't necessarily see, so we don't include that in our final conclusion of a scenario or a situation, right? But now with the justice coming out, or the all is fair, right, these things are working in your favor because it's all about balancing the scales, the yin and the yang, and having you being grounded and centered, so that way, you know what I'm saying, when things are happening around you, it's not you feeling this extreme emotion or that extreme emotion. You're keeping yourself balanced, and that's how you keep your that flow of prosperity and abundance, or whatever it is that you're working on, your creative ventures and things like that, for them to come in, okay? And yeah, make a wish is all about not manifesting, but like being a visionary, okay? When we're making a wish, it takes for us to know what it is that we desire, to say, oh my gosh, I wish that I could have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, right? So this is you, whether it's like a vision board or whatnot, or you creating, having your daily journal of affirming things that you wanted to manifest into your life and things like that, then that's something that you want to do. Make a wish. And the thing about making a wish, right, the grandest wish that you can think of, right? Why settle for less when you can have the best, right? So just shoot for the stars, okay? Because when you shoot for the stars, right, then it's like you're taking your expectations so high that whatever you receive, at least it will not be less than what you expect. You see what I'm saying? It's actually going to be more. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like keeping this positive perception and being able to visualize what it is that you want to create into your realm of existence, okay? Now, sexy time, okay? So this is all about you embracing your sexuality, embodying the essence of, tantra and things like that. Like when we understand that our sexual energy is powerful, we'll start practicing things that help us empower that much more, because a lot of us don't necessarily know or are properly educated about our sexual energy, okay? So sometimes what happens is, especially from like the young, right, they're kind of like pushing porn and things like that. I remember being young and like watching TV, and you turn the channels, and then like on some of the channels they'd be like staticky, but you can like see what's going on, like, you know what I'm saying, like if you got HBO or something like that. I remember being a kid watching my grandmother's TV, and like at late night, right, there'd be, you know, my boy cousins or whoever, whatever, they're flipping through the channels trying to see the shit that ain't supposed to be seen, right, as children, right? So it's just like a lot of us as children got exposed to sexuality before we even understood what it was, or like a lot of our parents were fearful of even talking about it to us, and they had to make up the birds and the bees, and that still never really fully explained sex for us, right? So then here we are being introduced to it by people that are just as uneducated as we are, right? And then boom, now we're having sex and we don't even really know what power is really used for, okay? This is about empowering yourself sexually, so educating yourself, okay, about your sexual energy and how you can use that to empower yourself, and not to just be giving your energy away just to anybody, especially somebody that is not equally yoked with your energetic, as far as just you being a high vibrational being, right? Because we are attaching, and there's this energy flow that goes back and forth between two people, right? And you don't want to connect your energy to somebody who is just siphoning that energy, and it's almost like going into an empty pit, right? Because they're not trying to pour that back into you. They're really just taking your energy without it being returned to you, right? So sexy time is all about embodying the things about us, right? And that make us feel sexy as well, okay? Embracing that. And because they've shunned, right, the idea of sexuality, and we have to learn how to embody it, big it up, embrace it, and use it for the benefit of us, right? But use it with love. Use it to birth beautiful kids that, you know, are that we can pour into, right, in a loving way, okay? That's what this is all about. All right, so let me see. What else? What I got? One more. So undress, and then I'm going to pull some advice from the angels, okay? So yes, this is about you being vulnerable, like being like with yourself, okay? Being vulnerable with yourself. Like a lot of times we have all of these preconceived notions of what other people want us to be, and sometimes we strive to be what we think other people will appreciate us being, right? We never just go within to see how we would feel about what makes us happy, right? It's like it's about us pleasing our parents, pleasing, you know, our teachers, or pleasing the preachers, or whoever, you know what I'm saying, that are suggesting these ways of being onto you as far as like what you should be. So this is you becoming vulnerable with self, and taking off all of the masks, all of the exterior things that hold us to this way of being that is not really true to who we really are in spirit, okay? That's why we got to go in and we really got to be like, like, you know, when I take this Louis Vuitton purse off, right, and I take off my Gucci hat and my Gucci flip-flops and take off my Chanel bracelet, right, and, you know, I separate myself from all of these things, like, who am I? A lot of people's value is built up in their materialistic things, right? And your value is not placed in just who you are on a soul level, but just more about the things that you have, right? So that's what we have to learn, how to value ourselves truly, and not just trying to perceive value like to other people. Because a lot of people who are into that, it's because they care about the way that they're going to be received by others, right? And when you just don't care because you know who you are in the essence and the core of you, that is the most powerful thing that you can be, right? Because then your value is not placed on these things, right? And then when people try to say that you're valuable or not valuable, it's still not going to matter, because you know who you are and you're not lost in the facade of what somebody created for you, right? You're just true to who you are, regardless of the fantasies that people create about you in their minds, okay? So this is you just getting vulnerable with self, so you can just be like, no, this is who I am. You see what I'm saying? So yes, and for not ancestors, but angels, right? And you know, some of our ancestors are angels. So yes, ancestors, angels, messages. What messages do we have for the collective? What messages do we have for the collective? Matter of fact, I'm tripping because I had already had these pre-shuffled, but I'm going to just pull. And if it don't pop out, I'm going to just grab the first couple of ones off the top. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So we have patience, okay? Patience, baby. Your time is going to come. Impatience, like worry, doesn't achieve anything, okay? If you find yourself rushing, forcing outcomes, or making hasty decisions, allow the angel of patience to help you accept, evaluate, and relax. Trust that your life is unfolding just as it should, and know that impatience repels rather than attracts success, okay? For all these things, there is a season, and now is the season to wait and reflect. When one door isn't opening, it might be because there is another door which hides something better for you just around the corner. Did we not just say that? I be loving how spirit be so in aligned with me, and I be so in alignment with spirit. Use this time to feel gratitude for what you already have and to better understand the reasons for any challenges you are facing. Know that patience and perseverance will only make you stronger and wiser. When the time is right, what once seemed far will draw near. Okay, y'all, so that's just confirmation and a reinforcement of what we were just talking about, right? When we just have this grace period, when we're shifting into one way of being, now we're releasing the old, right? We have this space and time where we have to be patient. We have to know that things are aligning with my current self now. You see what I'm saying? But it's a time to just not worry, not allow our minds to take us there where we're thinking the worst case scenario. You see what I'm saying? So what else, angels? What else do we have? Reason, okay? So ground yourself. Logic is essential for progress. Ask this angel to help you to remain rational. Reason avoids bias. It tries to discover what is true, whether you like that truth or not. Wishful thinking, anxiety, and intense feelings can cloud good judgment. If you feel confused or unbalanced, let the angel of reason bring you some clear-sighted guidance and illumination. Just because you think or feel something to be true does not mean it is. Step back, disconnect from your emotions, and take some time to reflect objectively and consider the facts. Develop a clear awareness of the reasons for your current situation and create a sensible plan. This damn wasp just do not want to go somewhere. All right. Be open to learning from and correcting any mistakes made, and perhaps trying a new approach or changing your mind. If emotions are running high, try barefoot walking, also known as earthing. This ritual can not only help release stress and remind you that you are a part of something greater than yourself, it can also ground you and bring clarity and calm, right? So yes, that's what this is about, y'all. Finding that center, that calmness, okay? And just being logical, right? Like sometimes people will say things and we'll be caught up in how we feel about it, but it's like, did this shit really make sense? Hold on, let me revise this, okay? Because that's what'll happen too, especially narcissistic people. They'll have your shit all off because it's just like the logic, making sense and things like that. With them, it just doesn't, right? And then, you know, you get to this space where you have to take that time to start to utilize your logic to have this, you know, analysis in a sense, okay, to come to your conclusion about what something really is, you know what I'm saying, or what's going on, or how to move forward from it, okay? So yes, all right, what else? Last message from the angels, okay? So this says future, okay? It's time for a new vision. Today is the future you played an active part in forming yesterday. Ask the angel of the future to help you become aware of the role you play in creating your future in the present moment. If you currently feel pessimistic, unprepared, bored, or fearful, or if you don't have plans or goals, it can be very hard to see any clear way ahead or to go. It can be very hard to see any clear way ahead or to get excited about the potential of your tomorrows. It's high time to allow the transformational power of the angel of the future to fly in and restore excitement and a much needed sense of possibility, okay? Set aside some quiet time to create a new vision for your future self, and consider what you want your life to be like. Write down what you want to achieve and enjoy checking off that to-do list in the days ahead. Set yourself up for fulfillment rather than failure. Every day, by not only savoring every precious moment, but also by anticipating a future for yourself that is endlessly rewarding. Yes, y'all, so that just came, you know, we talked about the daydreaming aspect, okay? This is just you being intentional about where you're headed, okay? And in the moments, like you said, of being pessimistic, feeling bored, unprepared, fearful, that's us going back to our logic, going back to our space to know, like, hey, rejection is redirection, or hey, spirit is moving me in a new direction for a reason, right? It's just like we have to learn how to take this logic, right? And then take it and create a new vision, because sometimes we'll be so set and dead set on this. It's not that, because, right, we're wanting something, an outcome, right? But we don't always know the steps that are going to take for us to get this outcome. And sometimes we have to create a new vision of how that is going to happen, because that route is not going to be the route that's going to get you there. That doesn't mean you're not going to ever get there. It just means you're going to have to take a new route, right? So time for a new vision. Sometimes we get so dead set in how we're accomplishing something, and if it ain't being done that way, then we just get lost, okay? Understand there are several ways, right? When we go somewhere, right, ain't there multiple roads and routes that we can take, right? So that's what this is all about. Understanding that just because something don't go the way that we envision it, it's time to create a new vision to how that same end goal is going to come to fruition, right? Yes, y'all, so I just love this reading, and I just love that you guys are here tuning in, checking out the message. I also want to let you guys know on my Instagram page, I'm at The Vibe Priestess on Instagram. Go follow my page, as well as the links in my bio. I've created some divination journals, my Goddess Gang journals, are for you to go in to create your affirmation, set your date, and go in and start creating the best reality and realm of existence that you can, okay? So I want you guys to go there. It's on Amazon. My Amazon links are on my Instagram, okay? And I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of my growth and evolution, and I'm going to send you guys peace and love. All right, see you guys next time. Mwah and mwah.